it doesn't stop there. It doesn't stop there. I got this bag. Got this bag right here. I got it in the bag. McFarlane's are a comin'. Hello everyone, Dark Spider David here. I know, this is probably going to be the first non-review video I've ever posted on the channel. Up until this far, since I created it in September, it's always either been reactions or reviews of some kind. So I have hardly ever really properly sat down to really talk to you guys face to face, and I'm probably gonna make it my last video of 2021 to do so, because as many of you have already noticed, it's been the holidays, Christmas just passed, and I'm still seizing the opportunity to wear as many ugly Christmas sweaters as possible, as you can see, not only for the sake of the videos, but also to annoy my girlfriend, especially because she hates pugs. I know, she's a monster. Anyways, that's not what this video is about. This video is ultimately about addressing the new year that's coming up and kind of utilizing the entry into the new year and the end of this one to also kind of give my personal thanks and appreciations to those of you who have been watching, who have been hitting the thumbs up button, who have been commenting, and then of course subscribing to this channel. I feel like personally it's been reaching different milestones and different feats that I just didn't think we were going to really hit in this short amount of time, to be quite honest. We just passed 250 subscribers not too long ago. We're probably at a new number by now, potentially. And then in terms of views and watch time and all that stuff, it's escalating rather quickly, as Will Ferrell put it. And beyond that is there's just so many different avenues that I just wasn't expecting to hit by this point. You know, maybe eventually, but not to the speed that we're at. Specifically, all the attention and the support and the appreciation towards some of the figure reviews, whether it be the Spider-Man ones, like some of the classic ones that I've been digging up and covering, as well as the McFarlane toy reviews that just skyrocketed and just took off astronomically. So I just wanted to take this time to properly say thank you to those of you who, again, have just simply watched, commented, liked, subscribed, and overall just simply supported that content and kind of inspired me to continue making that sort of content, because trust me, I'm definitely going to try to hit the ground running when it comes to 2022, and I've kind of wanted to also utilize this video to then, you know, lay the groundwork, the groundwork or the rails for the train that is going to be 2022 and how much content I'm willing to going to try to wrap around and take head on entering 2022. As of right now, I have at the very least the first 2 months of the year, frankly, already mapped out and planned as far as the regular rotation cycle that I like to do. For those of you who have been subscribed for the channel since September and have been kind of keeping up with the frequency of uploads and the way I've managed to post content on this channel, you know that I do so Tuesdays and Fridays. That's ideally what I've been trying to strive for, achieve, and frankly, if I do say so myself, I've been doing a pretty good job at trying to maintain that, and I would like to continue maintaining that. So far, that is still a plan to do Tuesdays and Fridays until further notice. Should there be some kind of change due to some form of employment that takes up much more of my time, or if maybe there's just not enough content to cover, so I want to make sure that I don't want to chew up too much of it. But there's been some recent developments and things that I can kind of pull from when it comes to the two things that are essential for this channel, Spider-Man and Batman, that I looked at and thought to myself, you know what, I can at least generate enough content here for the first couple of months in 2022. So let me lay it down exactly what you guys should be expecting these opening couple of months, because we got some stuff here to really cover and to hopefully get you guys stoked for the new year full of content. There are still going to be movie reactions and video game reviews, whether they be the much more retro side of things, like some of the older GameCube, PlayStation 2 era games for both Spider-Man and Batman. Specifically, I have Spider-Man 2 Enter Electro, the 2002 movie tie-in Spider-Man game with Tobey Maguire, as well as the rather acclaimed Spider-Man 2 movie tie-in game that came out in 2004. And then over on the Batman side of things, I recently tackled Batman Vengeance, so I kind of want to look at the other ones that I skipped during that time period that for some reason I just didn't really get into to play. I don't know why, because I love Batman, but they just kind of went over my head at the time because I was all crazed about Smash Brothers and Super Mario, Legend of Zelda, etc. So I definitely want to tackle Batman Rise of Zinsu, I think was the name, as well as Dark Tomorrow And then that Batman Begins movie tie-in game, I mean, I always thought that as a kid it looked cool, but I don't know if it actually plays cool. And then of course, as we kind of unfold the timeline, we're eventually going to get to the Arkham games, to the much more contemporary Spider-Man games like the ones from Beanox with Web of Shadows, Shattered Dimensions, etc., all leading up to a kind of retrospective on Insomniac's 2018 Spider-Man, etc., etc. But before we can bite off more than we can chew, those are the initial game reviews, and then moving on to movie reactions. You guys just saw my Batman Returns reaction to celebrate the occasion of Christmas, but what about the one that I completely glossed over, Batman 89 with Jack Nicholson and Michael Keaton, the first ever Batman Tim Burton directed film? So we're going to be checking that out eventually during a reaction, thus moving into the Schumacher films. And then of course at some point we'll be taking some retrospective reactive looks at the Nolan trilogy as we just kind of unfurl, and then who knows, maybe on both sides of that spectrum we'll tackle the respective television series, whether it be Spider-Man the animated series from the 90s, or Spectacular Spider-Man, Batman the animated series, as well as Batman Beyond. I've been looking forward to having an excuse to check those out, and what better way to do so than as a reaction on this channel. So if you guys have any suggestions for those kinds of reactions, or if you're looking forward to them, let me know in the comments below. Of course, we're also gonna have figure reviews, judging by the analytics and then every kind of reception that I've been noticing in the past couple of months. I recognize that the action figure videos are the ones that kind of perform better and you guys respond to a whole lot better, and trust me, I'm still going to appease for that because I got a lot of stuff planned. First and foremost, we definitely need to be able to check out the Spider-Man 2 Toy Biz figures, specifically Doc Ock and Spider-Man. The only real reason why you guys have yet to see a proper review of these two guys is because I was kind of waiting on the hype around No Way Home to kind of dissipate, because obviously that's all we're really still talking about to this day, even a couple of weeks later. But also because I've been purposely procrastinating, the closest of my microphone are probably going crazy, on this review, because sadly I still cannot find their respective accessories. Doc Ock, his glasses and also one of his hands broke off, so I've been trying to find that hand so I can super glue it. And then Spidey here is actually pretty much complete, except he's missing his primary accessory as to why he's known as Zipline Spider-Man. This is not the superposable one, even though he's still posable plenty. He is technically the Zipline Spider-Man, so I'm still trying to look for that billboard accessory. I'll try my absolute best to find it as soon as possible, but if I can't, I'm probably just gonna have to bite the bullet and review these guys. If you guys don't mind seeing a review without the accessories, let me know in the comments if you guys are just down to just watch it, or if you guys want me to wait on that review until I can find the proper accessories. I got these two little guys, Joker and Batman from The Dark Knight. These are specifically called Movie Master figures, and I definitely want to cover these guys because not only are they great figures, but there is a little bit of an emotional backstory behind these two particular figures that I want to address in a future video. So we'll see where the calendar and time kind of allots for these two, but I definitely want to cover them on the channel. And lo and behold, as I was trying to find the packaging for the Spider-Man 3 Hasbro figures, which I did find, I also found the box for Wrestler Suit Spider-Man, and inside, kind of loose and, fumbling about, is the rubber Spider-Man mask, not the wrestler mask, but the proper Spider-Man rubber mask, as well as the legs and arms for his actual Spider-Man costume, not the wrestler one. So what I was thinking about doing, possibly to open the year of 2022, is to finally add these legs and mask to the figure, removing the tattered up, completely mutilated rubber pieces of that Wrestler Suit Spider-Man and transform him undeniably for the final time from Wrestler Suit Spidey to proper Spider-Man in full decked out costume from the original 2002 movie tie-in line, and finally bid adieu to those very janked up rubber pieces that are beyond saving, and finally cleaning up the figure, putting him on a shelf and making sure that he doesn't experience any further damage. So look forward to that video because it's definitely going to be happening. Due to their size, I also have a few Hot Toys figures that I also want to cover on this channel. A couple of them I've already covered in the past in a prior channel that I ran, But now, because there are still Batman and Spider-Man related, I want to also bring them and kind of give them this proper review treatment to then do it on this channel. Specifically, Hot Toys Joker from Arkham Asylum, Hot Toys Spider-Man from the PS4 Spider-Man, and Hot Toys Spider-Man from Homecoming back in 2017. So I want to give them a proper review with the style that I do on this channel, with this backdrop, and kind of put that in the forefront. Specifically PS4 Spider-Man, because that one I actually never covered. So I definitely want to give this one a proper review. And then, of course, as this channel, began its inception in September, one of the biggest surprises to me was just how well you guys received the McFarlane toy reviews. You've already seen a couple go live on this channel in the past couple of weeks after taking a unintentional break. And I call it unintentional because, frankly, I just ran out of McFarlanes to cover. I was actually in a bit of a lull of purchasing new McFarlanes because not many of them really caught my eye. And that Todd McFarlane designed one was actually the last one that I had purchased, and thought to myself, well, what really is out there that catches my attention as far as a really cool McFarlane Batman figure or Batman related figure? But recently, due to some Black Friday / Christmas sales, as well as just finding certain things out in the wild, I was able to kind of expand that a little bit broader and hopefully bring you guys more McFarlane toy reviews. Again, you already saw a couple of them go up. Well, oh, it doesn't stop there. It doesn't stop there. I got this bag. Got this bag right here. I got it in the bag. McFarlanes are a-comin'. Some of you have already seen some McFarlanes go up already this month, such as the armored Batman figure from The Dark Knight Returns. You guys already saw a Red Hood being reviewed from the 3 Jokers wave, but I also got the 2 Jokers, the Criminal and the Clown, ready to go. And then we also got this plethora of items over here that were part of a Black Friday sale on a website called Dorkside Toys. And frankly, that sale was just too good to pass up. One of which is the Bat Cycle from Batman Dark Knight's Death Metal, and you can't get any more metal than that particular vehicle right there. But of course, you need to have a proper rider to be able to handle such a sweet and metal ride like that, which is where this bad boy is gonna come in. We have Death Metal, Dark Knight's Death Metal Batman, and this is the variant that comes with the guitar as well as an added build-a-figure bonus. And being that it comes with a build-a-figure that looks incredibly enticing to me, I had no choice. And again, it was part of the Black Friday sale. I needed to nab the rest of the series. So we got Superman, Wonder Woman, and I was about to say Robin, but technically his name is Robin King. So we got McFarlane's, and that doesn't even cover some of the ones that I've been trying to search in recent targets, because the Red Hood as well as the Jokers, I found them out in my nearby Target stores, even though their website says that they're not available in store, but yet I found them. So I've been doing a little bit of hunting on my own time, while at the same time also keeping a lookout for some of the ones that I've yet to have seen out in the wild, but still they've managed to grasp my attention, such as 3 Jokers Batman himself, and then The Dark Knight Returns Batman, and then of course figures that we have coming up here in the foreseeable future, specifically the McFarlane The Batman figures. The Batman Robert Pattinson movie is getting its own set of McFarlanes, and you can bet your ass I'm going to be covering that Batman as well as his Bat Cycle. Still a little bit on the fence as to whether or not I'm going to get Riddler or Catwoman. Maybe not. Depends on how I'm doing on money. But thankfully, like I said, a good assortment of this came out of Black Friday sales. I hardly ever really paid full price for almost any of these. So you can bet your ass that plenty of more Spider-Man figure reviews and McFarlane figure reviews are going to be coming in these next first 2 months, January and February. March is a little TBA due to just having to cover the Batman movie coming out at the very top of the month, but also just a number of other different factors that could change up the timeline. So I'm leaving March a little TBA. But as far as January and February, everything's mapped out. Most of the figure reviews that I'm going to be covering, you probably already seen for mentioned here in this update video. And I'm hoping that you guys will stay tuned for that. On top of that, there's also a broader reason as to why I use this video, not only to showcase what's coming in the next month and also thank you guys, but also serve as a form of communication. Because as of right now, I don't have the community tab enabled on the channel. In order to do so, I need to hit 500 subscribers, which then leads me to something that I also wanted to make a point. It's nothing, you know, heavy on emphasis or required or anything like that, but I am setting 2 specific goals for the channel amongst the subscriber counter, one of which is 500, so that we can enable the community tab. That way I can stay in constant contact with you guys. That doesn't always require a video such as this. So whenever I'm about to cover a new figure review, if I want to post a photo to show you guys, or if I want to drop a link, or most importantly to me, be able to post polls so that you guys can vote on what video you guys want to see on this particular week versus this other one where I need help deciding and I need your guys' input. I would very much love to have that community tab enabled, but in order to do so, we need to hit 500 subscribers, and we're just a little over the halfway mark on that venture, so I would greatly appreciate if you guys would help out with that. If you guys aren't already subscribed, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below and turn on notifications. That way you guys stay tuned for whenever these McFarlane figure reviews go up, and also you can help out the channel achieve that first goal. Secondary goal is, of course, 1,000 subscribers, not only because it's a nice even round number, 1,000, but of course it also does enable monetization. It's one of the monetization goals for the channel that will then help make some revenue that will definitely also increase the quality of the channel in terms of being able to have that money go back towards more McFarlanes that I can cover in the future that are Batman or Spider-Man related, or Marvel Legends Spider-Man figures, because ever so often I look at that Miles Morales one or some of the No Way Home ones and I think to myself, that'd be kind of neat, but at the same time I'm a little picky. I'm a little sophisticated when it comes to which figures I want to grab from the shelf and thoroughly cover. I also have a page called Buy Me a Coffee. I know that sounds strange, and it's crazy because I love coffee, but I changed it to Buy Me a Pizza. If you check out the page on Buy Me a Coffee, I changed the actual term to buy me an extra thick pizza. Essentially what this is, just like Patreon, you get to support the channel, be able to provide some kind of financial support, but there's no obligation. You're not subscribing, you're not, you know, doing a month-to-month thing. You just set the amount, hit it, and then that's it. And there's no obligation there, so if you want something that's a little bit more lax, a little bit more free-flowing, then Buy Me a Coffee. It has been created for the channel. The link could be found in the description, like I said, for any of my most recent videos, including this one, and you can find it down there below. Of course, when it comes to the Patreon or the Buy Me a Coffee or anything like that, donations, etc., none of that is required. It's greatly appreciated, but none of that is required. The only genuine thing that I ask of you guys is just to continue watching the channel, continue watching the videos, stay tuned for the ones coming up here in January and February of the preceding 2022, as well as if you like the videos enough, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, continue to support and return, and that's just more than enough than what you guys could possibly do, because you've shown in the past 3 months that you guys like the stuff that I do as well, Batman and Spider-Man, and I want to continue showing that off, entering this new year with the Batman here, the Robert Pattinson movie coming up at the very top of the year. Probably as the year goes on, we might get some other Spider-related stuff as far as the No Way Home release, and then a couple of other things, and then of course 2023 we got Marvel Spider-Man 2 from Insomniac. It's gonna get nutty. And as I rearrange my setup here to look a little bit more glorifying for the McFarlanes, I also feel like I've never properly told you guys my social media platforms on this particular channel. I always talk about them outside of the channel when it comes to either my live streams on Twitch or people even in person. But if you guys haven't already checked out the descriptions for almost every video that I uploaded, my links could be found there for my Twitter, my Instagram, my podcast, as well as my website. So I have all 4 of those things in the description below. But if you guys want to look them up on Twitter, just like my channel name, Dark Spider David, all one word, no caps, twitter.com/DarkSpiderDavid. Instagram.com/DarkSpiderDavid, same exact thing. I feel between the two, I'm a little bit more active on Twitter, but recently I've been keeping up to date as far as posting stories and reels on the Instagram, so check that out whenever you guys can. And then over on my website, you have a page that is dedicated to a particular blog that I will admit I have to update because it's been a good minute since I posted a blog post. But outside of that, you also have my podcast feed embedded into that, or if you guys want to check out the podcast page separately on anchor.fm, the link could also be found in the description. You can also find my merch page. Yes, I actually do have merch. That's also another way to monetarily support the channel if you guys like. There's a merch page on my website where you can find t-shirts with my face. The face mainly came out of a joke on my Twitch streams, so that will hopefully provide some form of context as to why my face is the way that it is on that shirt. But outside of that, you can also find the Dark Spider David logo on some t-shirts, some mugs. I think there's a pillow, and if there isn't, there probably will be in the foreseeable future. But if you guys do want to check out the merch there and figured you guys want to show support that way, that's also fine and dandy. But like I said, the best way you guys can support is continue watching going into the new year. Outside of that, I genuinely do hope that you guys have a great 2022. I know it's a little difficult to wish much positivity the way that the world is right now, with new COVID variants popping up left and right, and the way that the economy is at, the way that just everything is at, really, especially the more we see of it on social media and the smaller the world is becoming. But if you guys are Batman fans and Spider-Man fans as much as me, you know that these are the heroes that inspire us, and you know, you at least have to question yourself or ask yourself, what would they do in this case, and just try to emulate it as much as possible so that you can persevere and continue loving the stuff that you're loving just as much as I am. Because trust me, it's been hard on me, and I know that it's been hard on you guys, but hopefully, you know, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. The world could be shitty, but Batman's world of Gotham City and Spider-Man's world is shitty from time to time, losing a loved one, etc. So why do we fall, Bruce? So that we can learn to pick ourselves back up. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, stay humble. See you in 2022.